coming to 51551. Now, Inclusive Pathways is a new report from Muscular Dystrophy Ireland, and it highlights the urgent need for improved accessibility in Irish third-level institutions. Contributors to the report talk of antiquated buildings with limited access, the burden of self-advocacy and the sense of isolation they experience when excluded from social activities. Patrick Flanagan is a member and vice chairperson of Muscular Dystrophy Ireland, and he joins us now. Patrick, you're welcome. A really striking element from this report, Patrick, is really the clear dearth of information that's available to third level institutions to help support them to make informed building and planning choices.
Hi, Sarah. Great to speak to you. Yes, absolutely. It's something that we've highlighted the need for more publicly available data to inform decision making and service provision around third level education for our members, for people with neuromuscular conditions across Ireland. There is really a lack of concrete information on the number of people just living in the country with neuromuscular conditions. And that obviously has a knock-on effect for planning and provision of the supports and services across all sectors.
So what are some of the issues then at the moment that students with neuromuscular conditions are facing when they want to go to college?
So it's two broad categories of challenges that people would have faced around the physical limitations, physical barriers that they experience in relation to sometimes as simple as there just not being a ramp to get to be able to access an area maybe that has steps up to it, or a ramp that might be unsuitable, or maybe you felt that it was unsafe. Certain areas of a building or a campus where student activities are taking place might not be accessible directly. And then as well, issues around accommodation, where there might not be fully suitable student accommodation on or near the campus for people to be able to attend. Also then some issues around societal attitudes or systemic barriers, where people are unable to attend class social events because maybe they were organised in a venue that wasn't accessible, or as you mentioned, individuals having to fight for themselves for some basic provisions around building access, bathroom access, and that has a knock-on effect then for them to potentially not be able to undertake the courses that they specifically want to do. Really?
It literally affects like that fundamental a choice that a person should be able to make?
It can, absolutely, yeah. I can even relate to, I suppose, my own experience going back a good number of years now, where, looking at third level and further education, and very much what would have been put off a number of courses or a number of institutions based on how they approached, addressing the needs or the supports that I had. So that could have been a reason to maybe not attend an institution or not look at specific courses that I wanted to do. So, and that would be the case across the country. I would have been fortunate that there would have been a few options available to me, but maybe somebody in a more rural or secluded area around the country where there's a limited number of institutions and a limited number of courses available, if that building or if that institution isn't accessible or doesn't have a good approach to supporting the individual who wants to attend, then obviously that makes attending the courses and accessing third level education way more challenging.
Yeah, that is so frustrating. I can only imagine how frustrating it is. You mentioned a couple of the design flaws as such, or challenges, the physical challenges for people. Ramps, I would have thought, would be a relatively easy fix if the will was there. Maybe not in every case, but in a lot of cases I would have thought it wouldn't take that much to put in ramps.
I suppose it really depends on the building. It depends on the size of the institution. It depends on maybe the sort of ramps that are needed. There can obviously be a cost element involved in that as well. And I suppose but you're right, it's something that can be easily done, but maybe it's something that people within institutions aren't aware of. Sometimes these sort of things aren't put in place until a person attends and the need for it is presented, and then maybe there isn't the time or the resources. Okay. Unfortunately, sometimes the will to be able to put those things in place. But one of our recommendations from the report is the carrying out of accessibility audits across all the campuses and buildings of third level institutions. And then from building on from that there be a provision of specific capital funding for universal design projects, which would ensure that any issues or any barriers identified could then be addressed in order to support individuals to be able to access the courses.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us to talk us through it. That's Patrick Flanagan, Member and Vice Chairperson of Muscular Dystrophy Ireland.